Okay, so I'm visiting family and they have asked me to redo this cushion on this rocking chair. It's been sitting out here in the garage for quite a while, and as you can tell, the cushion's kind of got stains and it's a mess. But what they want to do is they just want to redo the cushion and put this in the bedroom. So it's not going to be utilized that much. It's mostly just going to be a decorative piece in their bedroom. So they have chosen some fabrics that are a little different than what I would normally do for a customer, but because they're family, these are the choices they've made, and we'll just go ahead and talk about that shortly. But they want to go ahead and they want to put one color on this side, a separate color in the ring, and then another color on this side. They want to go ahead and get rid of the buttons altogether, but keep the welt. So we're going to have to use batting to recover that foam that's inside. We're going to use as much of the original foam and welt as possible. But I'm going to have to take this whole cushion apart, and I will try to add some of that in here as the best way to go about doing that. And let's go ahead and take a look at the fabrics that they've chosen, because as I said, they're a little unorthodox, but we're just going to do this because it's family. Okay, so they have chosen one side to have this heavy upholstery fabric that has a really good backing on it, as you can tell. And on the second one, on the second side, they're going to use this upholstery fabric, which is really more for like pillows. But anyway. And then they've also chosen for the ring just this cotton. Okay, which I wouldn't normally use this for a customer. However, this is family and they've asked me to use it. If this were a piece that were going to be in the front room, in your living room, and it was going to be sat on all the time, I wouldn't recommend these fabrics. But because this is family and we're just kind of doing this for a video, I really didn't feel like it was any big deal. So step number one is obviously going to be to take this cushion and to go ahead and take it completely apart. This is really not that big of a challenge because they don't want to save the fabric or the buttons. They just want to save the foam and the welt. So let's get started. Okay, so let me go ahead and get a few tools together here, and we will go ahead and start taking this apart. What we're going to have to do is we're just going to take these buttons right off. And then use that hole to take this off. Now we're going to use the bottom as our pattern, but if we didn't have a pattern, if we were starting with a brand new and having to make our own pattern, we would go ahead and get some heavy duty tarp and just make a pattern with the tarp straight on the chair, which I will cover all that in the patterning class. But in order to get this foam out without damaging it, we're going to have to take all these buttons off. And like I said, because we don't care about this fabric at all, we're just going to take these buttons off, and then we're going to get this foam out of the way, because the foam is actually in decent condition if you take a look. So we want to go ahead and keep this foam, and then we also want to go ahead and pull the welt, because there's a welt cord inside here, and we're going to pull that welt cord out. So we're going to keep that welt cord and make new welt for the new cushion. But as you can see, there's little holes right here. So we're going to have to fill those holes and put batting on top of it, which we'll use a 3M77 upholstery glue. And that should fill it quite nicely. Let me go ahead and take the rest of this part and we'll come back. Okay, now that I've got that foam out of there, I'm going to go ahead and remove this welt so I can show you what it looks like. Now, if you were overly concerned about this fabric, if you needed it for your pattern, then you could use a seam ripper and easily take it apart. Because you can see right here, the seam right here, and the seam from the welt piece in the center. But because I'm not concerned about that, I am going to just take it apart really quickly and show you the welt cord. And then later on we'll discuss how we get that welt. But this welt cord is going to come out right here. And we're just going to reuse it. Now if I had welt cord with me, if I was at my shop and I had welt cord with me, I wouldn't bother doing this. But again, I don't have that with me, so we're just going to go ahead and reuse this, whatever we can use out of this fabric. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and pull this out. Now I'm not sure if you noticed there was a zipper in the back, but the zipper was pretty irrelevant with the buttons. I mean, I could have pulled the buttons off and then took the zipper out, but like I said, we're not saving this fabric, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this apart real quick, and then we'll come back to the video. Basically, though, what you're looking at is this is your welt cord right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through and take all this out and reuse it. And then we'll come back to the video. I'm also going to take this zipper out right here and reuse this zipper because it's a functioning zipper. It is missing the pole, but that won't matter, as I said, because this is just going to be sitting on a rocking chair in the bedroom. It's not going to be utilized a lot, but I will go ahead and put this zipper back into it.